Hello, everybody. Good evening to you. Welcome to Ruby Uncensored. Okay, guys, just want to say to everyone who subscribed thus far, thank you very much. And if you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and ring the bell, because every time I'm live, you'll be the first person to be notified. So come through. Let's have some chat. Yo, I can tell you breaking. So ZANU is very desperate for the 2/3 majority, and also we're going to be looking at Mr. Mnangagwa's transcript, the law degree transcript from the University of Zambia. TWEEPS, I say, want to see that, Mr. Mnangagwa. You know, this is after Tinubu's fraudulent documents from the University of Chicago. The world is not fair, auntie. The world is so much unfair. But while we are here, let's just go quickly and take a look at our trends, Twitter trends. Okay, what's trending on Twitter? Hello, everybody. Shout out to you guys. What's up, y'all? Are you good? It's good to see you. Please make sure that you like the live as we move along. We're going to have a chart, y'all. Okay, so let's have a look at our... we need to have a look at the trends, Twitter trends. What's happening? What's trending? Tendebit is trending. Tendebit is trending, I tell you. What's happening with Mr. Tendebit? Good to see everyone. And thank you so much for coming through. All right, so Mr. Tendebit is trending, and you know why? People are saying, no, we need him in parliament because he needs to talk about this Mutapa investment fund. You know what I mean? So we need him in parliament. He should be in parliament. That's what people are saying. But he's an incredible person. I'm a person that believes that he can always advise the young, even if he's not in parliament. By the way, remember, he is the second vice president to CCC, Nelson Chamisa. So he has a position as elders. He's also an attorney. Now, Harare is also trending, I swear. Harare is trending. Oh, Monzora too. Monzora is trending. Oh, you know why it's trending? Because he seems to be the one who's working in cohorts with the guy that wrote fraudulent letters to the Speaker of Parliament that they need to recall some of CCC's councillors as well as MP, members of parliament. Very interesting and really shameful. Crazy, hey, crazy. And we have the CCC MPs. So, and you know why they're trending? You know the story. They're trending because the ED wants to recall them. ZAMBIA in general want to recall CCC members of parliament. Very interesting. And then we're going to be also Blawa as well is trending. But one thing that I want to say, I want to send a shout out to David Quartet for making sure that they clean up Blawa. But something very disturbing that I actually heard today when I was listening to an interview, I think that was with DJ Ola. Do you know that in Bulawayo, there are areas that has become now very, very, scary to stay. As a matter of fact, that people are being beaten up even during the day. Some people don't even sleep. I'm sure it has to do with alcohol and drug abuse in Bulawayo. Very disturbing. And I'm like, we need to clean up the Zimbabwe that we all love. It's about time that we come together and say, hey, let's demand the Zimbabwe that we want. Shout out to everybody. Good to see you. Guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm asking you to like the live so we can push algorithm as we go along with our stories for tonight. CCC, members of parliament. ZANU-PF is desperate for 2/3 majority, so they're doing anything in their power to push a terrible narrative because they say, we need to make sure that we take those positions for Citizen Coalition for Change. Crazy, hey, crazy. All right, so Nelson Chamisa said, flawed elections and disputed national process produce flawed outcomes and disputed leaders. To resolve all this, there must be a political settlement to return Zimbabwe to majority rule. The struggle for real change, justice, and freedom takes a new twist. Zimbabwe shall be free. The people shall govern. One people, hashtag Zimbabwe for everyone, hashtag. So we all say we want a Zimbabwe for everyone. Nelson Chamisa said it is possible. all we need to do is to come together and fight for the Zimbabwe that we know we want or we deserve, all of us. And one of the guys replied and said to him, no action, just words. It won't deliver the people. You know, it's said that most people think that Nelson Chamisa is not doing anything. It's in your head. It's in your head. They are doing something. But most of the time, people are always blaming them. No, you're doing absolutely nothing. No, they are doing something. A lot is happening in the background. And Nelson Chamisa replied, he said, Zimbabwe is already delivered. Agreed. Amen. We act in different ways. We appreciate if you have better ways. Let's try yours. If you think Nelson Chamisa is not doing enough, let's try yours. And I'm going to say this to, what's his name? To the journalists who are pushing on. Let's try yours, so we can build the Zimbabwe that we want. Every time you guys criticize what is the solution to the problem, it's one thing to criticize, it's another thing to say we have a solution, let's work together to build the Zimbabwe that we want. Those are the people that I want to hear. What do you want? Let's build the Zimbabwe that we want. All right? Let's do this. But here's the thing. Do you know Gift Mugano, right? Gift Mugano, the economist, has been fired. Really fired by the Zim Trade Board. He has been eliminated. You know, you are supporting Nelson Chamisa, right? So a lot is happening. You're siding with Nelson Chamisa, you're out. You're out. And this is the letter that you received. They said, I wish notice of termination of office on the Zim Trade Board. The above subject matter refers. I wish to inform you that the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade has terminated your membership from the Zim Trade Board in terms of Article 10 of the Constitution of Zim Trade as read with Section 16 of the Public Entities and Corporate Governance Act, Chapter 10.31. The termination is with immediate effect. I wish to thank you for the services rendered to the board and the ministry and to wish you well in your future endeavors. So, Gift Mugano has been fired. Very interesting. All right, so business of the day. A former MDC-T and PDP official, Sengezo Tshabangu, I hope I'm pronouncing it well, believed to have signed letters that produced CCC double candidates after styling himself as interim SG, has written to the Speaker of Parliament and local government minister, purporting to recall CCC MPs and councillors. You know, this story has been trending, right? He said all the CCC, especially Bulawayo, you know, ZANU is so desperate for the two-thirds majority. So now they are gunning for people. Can I tell you, the first time I saw these letters, before I even scrutinized them, I just saw them. And I was like, damn, actually, I felt my heart, like, I was so heartbroken because I actually thought these people were being fired from CCC. I was like, no, man, there are so many people that are being fired. And always the letter looks so dirty and filthy. I know CCC normally when they do their things are very professional. And this letter looks like it's a letter that was written 20 years ago. So I said, no, I don't believe this. And later on, I realized, no, everything was actually fake. I was like, thank goodness, because my heart, I was so broken. I was so broken. I'm like, no way. Our members of parliament and the councillors cannot. But it's the work of FAZ. Now, FAZ went immediately and replied and said, we don't know this Sengezo Tshabangu. And the person was laughing. But this is what boggles my mind. Do you know, this FAZ thing is not just a narrative word. It's actually a group consisting of men and women. When I say men, I'm talking about men who are supposed to protect our society. And when I say women, I'm talking about women who are supposed to nurture children and raise a strong family. These are the men and women that are being used to do someone's dirty work. Listen, I've been saying, I don't know how gullible and how dumb we've become as a people that we spend our time, you know, funding or championing someone else's position, see, an illegitimate position, at the expense of our own sanity and the future of our children. I don't know if we are no longer using our brain to think. And when we talk, this is what I'm saying, when we say we are an educated community, are we really educated, my brothers and sisters? Are we? Because if this is the education that you're referring to, I don't want it. Education that makes me being dumb and being used by anybody, I don't want it. I want education that equips me to be a person who understands how to make the right decision. Right? So any education that pushes me to be someone's puppet. Listen, Mr. Mnangagwa's life is moving on now. Money is being pegged there, invested in every corner. They are dying with their children, everything is moving. And all you can do is to do someone's dirty work. No, but we can do better, man. This is why I keep on saying, Mr. Mnangagwa is only as strong as how stupid and gullible we are, because we are the ones who support him. We are protecting him. So he's only as strong as stupid as we can be. I don't understand how can we do this, but here's the deal. They did not know that, remember the logo for Nelson Chamisa has got a watermark. So the logo they used was fake. That first logo that they used during the time of double candidates. So desperate. The desperation is like, I feel like we are being led by psychopaths. Mental ill people who are supposed to be in the mental institution. Not in an office. They are so much out of touch with reality. Out of touch with truth and out of touch with the current trends. These people are living in 1500s. Why we are in 2023. They operate worse than Ian Smith. Because as much as Ian Smith was brutal, but trust me, he was very thorough. He was not only thorough, very intelligent. Zimbabwe was clean, everything was in order. He may have been a racist. I understand that. He disrespected our people. I get that. But at least he was pristine when it comes to writing his tactics. Even Mugabe too. But this regime, this is an interesting one. The level of stupidity is too much. As really is too much. I don't expect this. I do not. But you remember, this very same Sengezo Tshabangu guy, this guy actually, he's the same guy who was signing on behalf of ZANU-PF during the double candidates right in Blawa. So I think one of my brother literally put out this small little clip. He said, speaking after the High Court ruling, so he was the one literally who popped out the time there were fights between CCC and ZANU-PF on the double candidate thing. This is what he again flabbergasts me, is that we are one people who are spending all their time in fights. We're spending all our time fighting. I thought by now we should be talking about what can we do to better our country. I thought we should be talking about what's happening with our hospital. What's going on with the education? How far is the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Industry and Commerce? What's happening? Where can we be? How can we help? Who's doing what? How can we assist? No, we are spending our time playing games. These are simply games. And very embarrassing and humiliating. Really coming from a regime of a nation. This is embarrassing. Absolutely disgusting. But then CCC rebutted because they put out a statement for immediate release. They said it has come to our attention of the Citizen Coalition for Change that there are letters purportedly written by a person designating himself as interim secretary general, circulating on social media, claiming that the citizen movement has recalled named councillors and members of parliament. Members of the public are advised to disregard these with the contempt they deserve. This CCC party has neither recalled nor does it intend to recall any of its recently elected employees. But here's what disappoints me. This man that is signing is a father. Get this right. Are you surprised why our communities are so broken? And by the way, where are the women? Where are the women? I dare you not. You are my husband. You play this kind of games, Ama. I'm out. Because you're dragging me into mud. I'm out, y'all. I'm not going to be dragged into mud. I'm like, I'm bye-bye. No, I deserve better. I deserve some respect. I deserve classy. I'm not going to be dragged into mud. But that can show you the kind of women we have today. These are called the foolish women. When the Bible talks about a foolish woman, this is exactly what we are talking about. When your husband is being used as an instrument of pushing toxicity in the society, I'm shocked. Something is very wrong in Zimbabwe. Something is very wrong. We thought it's politics. No. People are acting like psychopaths. People are supposed to be in a mental institution. The behavior is unheard of. You ask yourself, were these people raised or they just grew? Because if you're raised in a family with your principles, where you're being taught morals, there's a way that you behave. There's a way that you handle things. There's a way that you respect yourself. Before you even go outside, this says a lot. Lack of self-respect, lack of vision and purpose. Understanding that this season will pass. And who are you going to be in the next 10 or 15 years? If God willing. Considering that you were used to destroy a future of generations. It is very sad. So the letter also say that his last known parties are MDC-T and PDP. He is renowned for being the proxy of fielding fake CCC double candidates in Bulawayo and Matabeleland. The citizens movement is taking action against this impostor and all his conducts. Their deplorable behavior by ZANU-PF is a response to their defeat in 2023 and rejection by Zimbabwe and a pathetic attempt to respond to the exercise of our freedom of association in not attending the official opening of Parliament yesterday, 3rd October 2023. I know. Meanwhile, our deployees in local authorities and Parliament should continue to discharge their responsibilities as mandated by the electorate in the just ended elections. Do the work, boys. Do the work, guys. But at the end of it all, it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. Like when I think about it, I'm like, do I even belong to this nation? Do I even belong? It's like that dysfunctional space. But truth be told, can we say, are these results of our dysfunctional families? Because I can only begin to imagine a son or a daughter who is being robbed into fraudulent, deeds, and coming from a family where he or she was taught how to respect self, how to understand purpose, to understand your neighbor, to respect people in the society, how to work on your self-esteem, how to understand that time is short, that you have time in this world to fulfill your own purpose. It makes me question a lot of things. If there's a real lack of understanding of what life really is, what is purpose for living? What does that mean to be called a visionary? I feel like that's what's lacking in Zimbabwe more than anything else. Before we talk about all these shenanigans, we can actually go back to basics and say, do we really understand the purpose for living? It's very sad. It is really sad. But then it was signed by Siziva. But just in, you see, not only are they either arresting opposition party members, they're also, writing fraudulent letters. They actually arrested another person, actually a group of people today as we speak. So just in crackdown on CCC members and supporters continues is the legitimacy crisis depends. Another CCC candidate arrested, another CCC has been arrested in Makoni, bring the total number of arrested members to 6. CCC candidates for Makoni South in the recently contested elections. Honorable Denmo Chennai, I know Chennai, was arrested this afternoon and is currently held at Rusabe police station. Yesterday, a team of 5, including MP for Makoni Central, Honorable Sagandira and Ward 1 councillor were arrested. Honorable Chennai was arrested on allegations of inciting violence. A CCC official who refused to be named said that the arrests are a clear sign that ZANU-PF has no plan to unite the people of Zimbabwe. Agreed. This is politically motivated. ZANU-PF has no mandate from the people. ZANU-PF doesn't have the popular vote in this country. Hence, they can't unite the people. The 5 individuals arrested yesterday were remanded in custody until tomorrow. I don't look at this like a politically motivated dilemma. I look at it like evil, people who are just evil. Let's call things as they are. ZANU-PF people, most of them are evil. Not almost, because I know there's some who are just suffering there. They're just hanging on a thread, thinking one day they can also get a chance to loot, but no, looting is happening on top there. I remember someone told me that I know, says she's got a lady who's very committed in ZANU-PF, but she was saying, no, she actually need to leave for the UK because she's getting absolutely nothing. But she's running up and down every campaign trail. She was with Mr. Mnangagwa dancing with they were called Women for ED. But she was like, no, we are getting absolutely nothing, which means not everyone in the space is getting something. People just assume that if I just maybe dancing around, I may get something. Because they can hear that when you go around the regime, you may be able to be promoted one way or the other. So they're trying, but it's not happening for them. All I'm saying is, Zimbabweans, how did we get it? And why do we even allow people to treat us this way? Why do we even allow y'all? We should not allow people to treat us this way. We should not. But here's the thing, you know, Ziyambi is saying, no, Citizen Coalition for Change, if they're not very careful, we're going to cut some of their benefits. Please take a listen to what Ziyambi to say.
They were sworn in, which means it was an admission that the process was correct. So we are not aware why they didn't turn up today, but the speaker has pronounced very clearly that they are not going to receive any coupons if they stayed in hotels. The elections are done and dusted. They were sworn in, which means it was an admission that the process was correct. So we are not aware why they didn't turn up today, but the speaker has pronounced very clearly that they are not going to receive any coupons if they stayed in hotels. The elections are...
So they're not going to be receiving anything, any coupons, sorry. If they stayed in the hotel, they'll have to pay for themselves because they did not attend the address of the sauna yesterday by Mr. Mnangagwa. So I told you that I'm going to do a video, right, that will be addressing the children of the elites. I'm going to do a video that will be addressing the children of the elites. I welcome everybody. Guys, I'm going to ask you to make sure that you like the live so you can push the algorithm, and also make sure that you comment. I want to hear your opinions. What do you think about, you know, the letters that were circulating today, you know, recalling members of parliament and also councillors for CCC, which were fraudulently done by force? What do you guys think about it? Drama after drama daily, and also the arrest of Chennai. Chennai has been arrested. And also the number, I think the other 5 from CCC as well, I don't have their names, also arrested and remanded until tomorrow in custody. Very, very sad. You heard what Ziyambi said. You don't forget Ziyambi is the one that used to say, if you think of impeaching ED, don't forget that ZANU-PF, if he coughs you, you're in trouble. It's the Ziyambi threatening people. He's back now, threatening people for Citizen Coalition for Change, that no, if you think you are joking, you're going to pay. But here's some of the tweets, some of the reactions that came through. So I'm going to read one. Citizen Dewa. He said, a wise man once said, an evil man will burn his own nation to the ground to rule over the ashes. Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF continue running down the country, and citizens are suffering badly. In the process, stop with post-election violence and at least try to unite the nation. No matter how much these letters are fake, they should be taken seriously. These are desperate times for ZANU-PF official and Mnangagwa, and they can do anything to ensure they have 2/3 majority in parliament. The same Tshabangu was involved in Blawe court cases and was responsible for the double first candidates. The letters are fake, but ZANU-PF official will execute them without any care. They are desperate for power, nothing else. you know what? I want to be honest with you. I'm struggling to actually understand how this country functions. I've been trying, but I'm not getting like it's not making sense to me. I sit sometimes and I think, and I'm like, I thank God that God removed me earlier in Zimbabwe. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God. I do thank God. I really do. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you, how did I leave Zimbabwe actually? First of all, so just to make you guys laugh, first and foremost, you need to know what really transpired or what prompted me to leave the country at that time at the age of 20 was because I dare you not, my dad should not, you should not watch this, of course. You won't. I don't know if you, I don't know, but oh, good, you've been. Okay, so I was dating someone, and the person had left the country. You know, like at that time, I wanted to be married badly. You know, in the church, like, you know what I mean. So I was like, I did not believe in a long distance relationship. So I was like, no, I'm gonna follow my man. So. So I thought I was following a man, but let me just tell you, I was literally following purpose. So I didn't know this stupid. I'm so sorry, y'all. But yeah, I left Zimbabwe because I was following a man. I did not believe in long distance relationship. Let me have some water. But anywho, that relationship never worked because the person eventually got married to a local girl. Fair enough, you know, and we, you know, bless him. But that was the reason. But I was just simply, I'm so grateful that I thought I was following a man. You never know. It was simply purpose. You know, God was kind of pushing me and say, hey, I went to school. I said, my Dad, I want to go. I need to go to school and whatever. But I knew, you know, I knew. Anyway, praise God. Moving right along. Also, Walter Muzambi did comment on the same issue of this whole fast drama. He said the cruel and crude hunt for a two-third majority begins. It will take all forms, shapes, and modes. Be careful where you eat and what you eat. Oh God, watch your review mirrors. Your review mirrors. Be super careful on the road. Who you date, you sleep with. This is in addition to these recalls. The CIO and FAS inspired recalls of CCC Zimbabwe councillors and MPs are exactly the reason why there should be a SADC News extraordinary summit on Zimbabwe. Destabilization of a states with state-sponsored destabilization of political parties. So ZANU-PF is on a rampage to really cause chaos. Someone said, what is in my water? It's lemon and mint, actually. It's lemon and mint, nothing major, really. So this is water. This is aloe vera water. It's definitely, it's simply lemon and mint, nothing major. Yo, some people are saying that this is not water. It's water, yo. I drink water like a camel. Israel know that is what. I drink water like a camel. I swear, like a camel. But I also have here, I also have lemon coffee here, right? Lemon coffee here. Okay, so yeah, I drink water a lot actually, because I don't drink fish drinks. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink even juice as well. I have to drink freshly squeezed juice. I'm very particular, you know, not because, but it's for, you know, for the reasons why I don't, you know. Okay, so moving right along, you heard what Muzambi said. He's also crazy, but now I wanted to talk about the issue of sanctions. By the way, when I read what Cooksman said, I was like, no, I think I need to expand this. This is quite very important. Cooksman said after he read the ZDERA sanctions that you always hear about, you know, ZANU-PF talk about this ZDERA sanctions, sanctions. He was like, but I want to tell you more about these sanctions. And I was like, yeah, someone said lemon coffee. Yes, lemon coffee, yes. That's Jaden. Shout out, Jaden. Shout out. I was in Liverpool. All right, so I want to read his comment, but I'm going to expand it. So he said, I have read the Zidera, and this is what I concluded. It's like America is saying, Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF, quote unquote, please leave us alone. We don't want to play with you. Do your things. Don't involve us. If you want to play with us, do this and that. And ZANU-PF, in contrary, wants to force a friendship. Force a friendship with America. The fun thing is they want sanctions removed, but don't want to agree to the terms and conditions. Crazy, isn't it? ZANU-PF people always say sanctions were put because we took back our land, but I have never stopped thinking that if sanctions were placed on Zimbabwe because it took back its land unapologetically, why then must we expect the US to be soft on us? We must find ways to fix our country without them. In actual fact, we can do without them. It's just that ZANU-PF goons are corrupt and not determined. Agreed. But this is what I'm going to say. Okay. I am one of a person who don't like friendships. Let me explain to you. I'm a lover of men and women. I love every human being unconditionally. But I don't like friendships. Let me explain to you why. I'm a very sensitive person because I meditate a lot. So because I meditate a lot, I always want to make sure that wherever I am, my environment is fully charged with peace. But I've realized that people are going through a lot in general, and some people are extremely toxic, maybe intentionally or unintentionally. I get that. So for that reason, I have to check and say, what kind of a person are you? What is it that we share? What is it that we can share? So, because for me to be around you, you really have to be someone who is not complicated, someone who is easy going, someone who is loving, someone who don't have hatred in your heart, because I can feel toxic energy heavily. And that's why I'm always like a happy person. People have said before, oh, you laugh all the time. Yes, I do. I can't be angry. I hate anger because anger kills me. It really messes me up. And this is what to say to you, that when I'm looking at America and I'm comparing with Zimbabwe, let's be honest, guys. America don't need Zimbabwe. This whole thing of saying America, hey, puppets of the West, is all such a stupid rhetoric. They need nothing from Zimbabwe, absolutely nothing. Because as we speak right now, some people are signing billion-dollar deals. Do you think now they're worrying about a country that is collapsing daily? Do you think they do? No, they don't. We are the ones who need America. But here's the thing, like I told you, if you want to be my friend, and the people I told them every time, I said, listen, y'all, I can't be your friend, but I love everybody. And trust me, I'll treat you like a queen and king, but I don't want to be your friend. You know why? Because then I know you have expectations. That if I don't meet expectations, then our friendship collapses. I don't want to be that. Because I want to love you unconditionally, right? So with that, I'll not be friends. Because if you just do some funny things, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? But I know for sure that when I marry someone, that will be my friend. Because then I know we can share everything. So because he knows me and I know him. So of course we are friends. So we can't hide up from that. But I can go to meet friends and, girls and whatever I do. But I don't want you to call yourself my friend. You have expectations. So what I'm trying to say is, ZANU-PF need to understand, America cannot befriend such nonsense. Even for me as a Zimbabwean, I can never befriend such nonsense. It is what it is. It is what it is. Who can befriend people who brutalize their own, who hurt their own people, who loot money that should feed the poor, who imprison their own people? Who can be friendly to such a person? Who can't even do an election, a normal election, that decade after decade, you always fight that there's a disputed election in the country? Who can befriend such a person? Forget about the sanction. Talk about friendship of America. Listen, I was watching, the Congress recently where South Africans, 2 people, Chris and that other lady, were in the Congress in America. And I remember she wanted to talk about the issue of apartheid era. And the guy stopped immediately, said, listen, how can we help you South Africans? We need to get to a point where we need to be honest with one another. If we want to build a strong Zimbabwe and a strong people and a strong generation, we must be a community that understand. But if we want America to respect us, we better respect ourselves first. Listen, I've seen people say, some men or women can say, my husband or my wife doesn't respect me. Do you respect yourself? Because if you come back late and you're disrespecting people, number one, you don't communicate. Number two, spend money on strange people who are not even important. Don't expect some respect. You must respect yourself first if you want everyone to respect you. It's a principle. So if the Zimbabwean government, my fathers that I respect and that I love, if they truly want America to respect them, they must respect themselves first by respect their own people. Make sure they have an election that is thorough and clean and pristine. Make sure they treat their people with respect. They can see that the country is developing. And then, when you're getting there, you don't have to address empty chairs. They will sit and listen to you because you've got something to offer. I'll be foolish to sit in front of a person who's talking absolutely nonsense. I'm not going to sit and listen to nonsense. That's why sometimes I can't even listen to what they talk about in Zimbabwe. I cannot. Personally, God knows my heart, I lie not. I really listen to what ZANU-PF talk about. I don't listen to them. When I listen, I just scroll down. I said, I don't even want to waste my time listening. I rather connect to America to listen to what America is saying, or Zambia, or South Africa, or Botswana, but I can never listen to my own government speaking. Do I hate them? No, I don't. Because I don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, you don't even have moral authority to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And I love that someone who said, white people are principled. 100%. I'm a principled person. I'm not going to be listening to nonsense. Whatever you're saying, it feeds my soul. It impacts my life and my destiny and my future. If you're spending your time screaming and shouting, it's not going to help me. I want to be inspired. Listen to me now. I was telling someone that if I leave my house and I go to just 5 minutes here, a mall that is next to my house here, I can tell you when I come back home, I get so much inspiration. And I'm going to see someone dressing very nice. And I'm like, damn, I'm a woman. I'm like, she looks pretty. Or I'm going to see someone talking next to me, something that I'm going to say I need to listen to. All right? Or I'm going to turn on radio and someone's going to drop something that I'm going to say, oh, I think this makes a lot of sense. I can take this into my soul. But I've gone to Zimbabwe. I move around. There is no inspiration in the society. Everyone is miserable. People are unhappy. People are suffering. There is no inspiration. This is to tell you that you have failed. A society must be fully charged with inspiration. I always say to people, if you come and stay with me, I don't care how broken you are. It's two things. It's two things. Whether you're going to change your behavior and literally going to shift and be like the way I am, because I don't take no nonsense, yeah. Or you may find it very difficult to actually survive because then it's too much work for you. Because I'm very intentional. I'm intentional in the way that I live my life. So you may find it very difficult to fit in. Or you're going to change and say, I'm going to learn from her. Depending if you're a person who's with a teachable spirit. We have to be honest with one another. ZANU-PF, the only reason why America can't respect you is because you don't respect yourself. It's not because they hate Zimbabwe. No, they don't. You don't respect yourself. You don't respect yourselves. Your behavior of writing fraudulent letters in 2023 as a weapon of a political muscle, it's a shame. It is a shame. It's embarrassing. It is disgusting. The only reason why some Zimbabweans are quiet is not because they can't speak, because they've realized that no, they can't even waste their breath or their time focusing on listening to you. So they've decided to just mind their business and move on. Except activists or people that are passionate like us who are still saying, let's have a word to the youth and empower them, encourage them, and tell them that they can do more and they're incredible and that they have a future. But otherwise, I have nothing to listen to from ZANU-PF. I'm sorry. I love them as my brothers and sisters, my fathers, but I'm extremely, extremely disappointed by their actions. Especially when I was looking yesterday in Parliament, I'm looking at fathers, you know, and listen, yeah, and I'm very respectful. I'm very respectful, and I have expectations. I'm looking at fathers in Parliament who are sitting, you know, with all their crowns and all their things, sitting in Parliament. And you're sitting and we look up to you as fathers and we have expectations as your children. The army and the police, we have expectations. Forget about politics. We as your children, we have expectations. We expect you to lead with respect, to lead with understanding that we are watching you. We are watching you. Whether you like it or not, whether you're going to believe it or you don't, we are watching you. And trust me, we will remind you tomorrow. I saw a video, I don't know if some people saw it on Twitter, sorry, it was Twitter, where a son, and I actually shared it on my Twitter handle. For those that are not, my Twitter handle is Rumbi Uncensored. You can also follow me on Twitter. And the son was talking to the mother while the casket was there by the grave. And the son was telling him that, Mama, you were useless. You left us with so many problems. Your brother is useless. You know, we want mothers and fathers who understand the power of legacy. The power of legacy. But you failed. Yet America, they can't trust you because of your actions. Not because they hate Zimbabweans. No, they don't. If they hate Zimbabweans, they wouldn't going to open Zimbabweans to come to America. How many Zimbabweans are in America? I've got so many relatives in America today. I also even aspire to go to America when I'm actually, I had those plans. So don't say they hate Zimbabwe. No, they hate your works. It's your deeds. Your actions are disgusting. That's the reason why America is distancing yourself from you. Right? From you. ZANU-PF now tweeted, that's ZANU-PF Patriots. I wanted to read this tweet. They said, CCC legislators are in trouble. You know, that's what they do, pushing an agenda of causing division. It is therefore clear that there have been some violations of those standing orders. Members of the CCC have come to Harare after Parliament was summoned by His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa, and have stayed in hotels and have been given and facilitated their travel to Harare. Therefore, there have been violations of these standing orders. And in terms of powers invested in me as a speaker, so this is, I think that's Advocate Mudenda, hey. I instruct the clerk of parliament to ensure that CCC members will not receive their coupons to go back home, said Advocate Mudenda. Secondly, they are staying in hotels at the taxpayers' generosity and commitment will be deducted from their salaries. I further request the lead of government business to look into the Political Parties Finance Act to find out whether further sanctions can be applied. Very quick to sanction. Very quick to punish. But every time we are talking about service delivery, we are talking about corruption, no action. Mr. Mudenda, my father, no action. Every time people are saying corruption has ruined the country, you're quiet. But now that CCC people just boycotted the parliament because of a flawed election. Now you are looking for sanctions to sanction them. Zimbabwe is being run like an evil stepmom. And I would love to use this analogy because I know some people here, you are stepmothers, some of you are stepfathers. I actually had a very sad story today where a stepfather killed a son, I think a daughter today, in Zimbabwe today. Very heartbreaking story. But before I even move along, let me just say this to men and women out here. If you do not have a heart to raise someone's children, do not marry a man with kids or a woman with kids if you don't have any. Sometimes it takes wisdom to know your standing and your strength and your weakness. You are not an evil person. It's not your calling. Do not marry a woman with kids. If you know you don't have the calling to raise someone's children, or do not marry a man with kids. If you know you cannot love someone's children that are not yours, don't. Because you're going to put yourself in trouble. It's okay to know your strength and to know your weaknesses. It doesn't make you a bad person. I've heard women who says, I'm not going to marry a man with kids. Fair enough, respect to them, because they know they're not engrossed. But I will be sad to see someone who says, I love a man with kids I can, and when they get the brutalize, the abuse. No. Let's build a society of truth. Know your strength and know your weaknesses is very, very important. All right, moving right along. There is a man called Apostle Joel. This man has always been trying to to post his the prophecy next to my tweets. And I've got 5 minutes, I'm gonna leave in 5 minutes. And sometimes I'm like, what is this man doing? You know, and he dropped a tweet again today, said, satanic season upon Zimbabwe. Antichrist ZANU PF sponsoring constitutional terrorism. God versus the devil, light versus darkness, God's children versus devil's children. Revolution is getting closer in 2019. God said, ring, yenyika yacha, chaputika, and that's what he posted. I said, let me just pull it to come here. I can agree with him and say, listen, there are two kingdoms that is running Zimbabwe, the kingdom of Satan and the kingdom of God. But the truth of the matter is the kingdom of Satan has an upper hand. But here's the thing, don't worry, our weapons of warfare are not carnal. They are mighty through God to bring down every stronghold for you and me, so we can bring them down. It's a fact. I'll tell you when the time is right. I'll tell you when the time is right. This kingdom is going to fall, but I'll tell you when the time is right. Remind me when the time is right. I'll tell you what's going down in our house. As far as Zimbabwe is concerned, yeah, we're not just going to sit and let the devil mess us up. We're not going to sit and do nothing. Mama is doing everything and stand on the doorway. We're not going to allow the enemy to terrorize our people any longer. We are playing our part to make sure the evil in the country subdue itself to the power of love and unity. All right, so by the way, Mr. Mnangagwa was wearing, he was wearing, did you see a bulletproof yesterday? Vest inside. Cheers to the ZAMBIA. Cheers. He was wearing a bulletproof, first of all, you are the president of the country. Do you need a bulletproof t-shirt to go to parliament? It's my first time to see it. I've seen, presidents wearing their suits. Oh, this is why we are saying, yeah, guys, stop putting yourself under pressure. Fix the country. Do right by the people. Everything will fall into place. Just unite the people. You don't need a bulletproof t-shirt to go to parliament. You just need God and truth. That's it. You need God. You need your truth. And why are you even afraid of death? Why are you afraid? Why are you even afraid of death? Your Excellency. And Mama yesterday was sitting at the high table. Did you see that? Mama was sitting at the high table, yeah. Okay, drop your location, guys. I'm gonna leave in the next few minutes. Drop your location, please. I'm gonna tell you how much I love you. Drop your location. Yo, I realized that you guys actually want a very late night show. By the way, I'm gonna make sure I'll bring you some late night show so we can dine together. I can see the numbers are growing. Let me tell you, drop your location. I wanna send you some love because I'm almost closing. Trust me, almost closing. Because my time to sleep is very close. I want to be a disciplined girl because I'm going to be in the gym early in the morning. I want to be disciplined now. I need to change my behavior. People think that I drink. No, I don't. By the way, I was born drunk. I was born a happy child. I'm naturally a happy child. But trust me, I face some challenges, but I can still keep my smile. The devil knows he can't get me because I'll always be smiling. So this is really water. Literally water, I swear. It's water. Lemon water and mint, nothing major water. Yeah. So, guys, I want you to know that I love you so much. And thank you, guys, for hanging out with me. My time is running out. So, there's all days in Limpopo. Takura, shout out. How is Limpopo? I hope Limpopo is doing you well. How is the weather there? Joe from Bulawayo. Hi, Jealous from Bulawayo. Shout out. And by the way, are you safe? Because I hear that Bulawayo, the areas that are becoming terror now. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I'm running out of time. And I want to tell you, I love you so much and bless you all. I love you deeply. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I love you so much and God bless you. And may God bless Zimbabwe. Bless you all.